It's on the nose, or it's like it has a nose? In the nose?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be tricky.
Depends on who you're with.
You show me yours, and I'll show you mine. Are we on the internet?
Hey, Sam's here.
I can't believe it either.
He made it.
It's true.
I feel like, touch him. I feel like it's a hologram.
I'll touch him.
No.
Higher.
It's him.
Nope.
Higher.
No, Danny,
That's
Danny, there are limits.
It.
There are limits, and we will test those. Tonight, the Mighty Nine learn about Knott's entire fucking deal, Caleb's real name, and venture into the Underdark. We're gonna break it all down with my guests, Liam O'Brien and motherfucking Sam Riegel, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All that and more tonight on Talks Machina. We're back.
Just barely.
That one kind of confused me. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, couple of announcements before we get into the show. I feel like I'm farther away from you guys than I normally am. Does it feel that way?
Should we scoot over?
No,
table was
I don't
further
want
away,
you to
we
come
moved it
closer.
in.
I just noticed
Are
that
we all shrinking?
if this something's happening.
I mean, yes, that's what happens.
true.
But you know, when the water's cold,
When the water's cold, I was in the pool. That's a Seinfeld reference, if you had a sense of humor. We have some announcements before we start the show tonight. The second season of Between the Sheets debuted last night on our Twitch channel.
it did.
And it was a really good one, I think. I know I'm biased, but the episode features our friend and rapper and writer and good human all around, Logic, aka Bobby. I will say many of Bobby and I's mutual friends came over to my house last night. We watched the episode. And during it, my friend's wife said, how come all the people on the screen keep saying he smells like cabbage? She's like, you don't smell like cabbage. He doesn't smell like cabbage. And I'm like, 2 years ago, a guy made a joke one time. And
now there's a painting on a wall in a gallery.
There's a painting on a wall in a gallery. Good God. It was a great episode. It's going to be up on YouTube tomorrow morning. If you're a Twitch sub, you can watch it right now, anytime. But don't stop watching this. But as soon as this is over, you should go watch it. Let's see. Let's look at the first couple questions, then you can decide.
He's a busy guy, your good friend Bobby.
He's a very busy guy. Yeah. I was lucky that we had him like a month ago. I think we ended up filming that, and I was really stoked that he had time off to come do it because I wanted to expose our audience to him. I wanted to expose his audience to us. It's like Taliesin said, the perfect collision of. But there's a lot of crossover already. There are many, 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 many Logic fans that also love Critical Role because they have good taste.
Yeah.
Because they know great musicianship, like Sam's lovely falsetto voice.
Yeah. Yep.
Travis's gravelly tones. Anyway, it gets gravelly.
I mean, he can be, but I don't know if the first, like...
Yeah,
right now.
You're a little gravelly right now.
I'm sick.
Yeah, we'll get you a new one.
Thanks for pointing it out.
We'll get you a new one. Guys, next week on Between the Sheets, we are chatting with cinematographer Quyen Tran.
Oh, shit.
Now, let me tell you guys something.
Sam, I feel like you two would like each other.
Let me tell you guys something. So for those who don't know, she also happens to be a full-time mother, a mentor to people in the film industry, and Sam's wife. Now, I watched The Bachelor, and I don't usually like the guy who ends up being the Bachelor at all. You don't really end up liking many of the women, but you'll start to like a couple of them. And then you'll start to like one a lot, and you'll go, man, I like her so much, I don't want her to end up with this guy.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like him. That's how I felt talking to your wife. I was like, the only thing she has going against her is that she's married to this dude.
I don't know
Same
how
way.
She does.
she does. I don't know how I landed her, but you guys will see next week on the show how great she is and what a lucky guy I am.
She does. I had everyone in the office rolling today. She does 5 minutes on Sam that is like, could be one of the best stand-up routines. She just does 5 solid minutes. I just sat there and let her talk, and it's hilarious.
That is not how she described the interview to me.
Just wait.
She said, I didn't really mention you at all.
Yeah, not much, but when she did, it's potent.
I watched almost the entire interview in the wings, and it was a miniature roast.
Yes, it was. It is. And it's going to be Monday night at twitch.tv/Critical Role. Without further ado, let us discuss episode 49 of Critical Role Campaign 2, A Game of Names. I thought that was real for a second. Guys, Matthew Mercer comes up with the names of the episodes.
Oh, I thought it was Taliesin.
I thought it was Taliesin.
I thought it was Taliesin.
I think Taliesin does the synopses, or at least he used to. Because
Taliesin used to do the synopses. You
I
do
used
the
to do them.
You do
and
the arts.
Pass them to Taliesin. So who does them now?
You know, it's probably outsourced to the only person we could trust to come up with how to summarize an episode of Critical Role, and that's
Denikar.
Danica.
It's not just an algorithm?
no.
Wow.
Does that look like an algorithm to you?
No, it does not.
We have some crit roll stats
Go for it.
for episode 49. Almost 50 episodes.
Oh, jeez.
The Mighty Nine have cast Disguise Self 97 times.
Wow.
What a bunch of lying motherfuckers.
Nice. It's like one of the most frequently used spells.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all use it like 8 times an episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it a,
It's not a cantrip.
it's not a cantrip.
No,
It's a level 1
It's a
spell.
level 1 spell.
Concentration.
20 of those were by Not. Wow. 17 of those were by Caleb.
Ooh.
By the man,
Formerly.
The artist formerly known
the
as
artist
Caleb?
formerly known as Caleb.
But you're so handsome, you don't need to disguise that.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to promise you this episode won't be sad. Our first question of the night. Yellow enthusiast.
Oh, you are starting off great, buddy.
I don't like the way these appear on my screen.
I don't know how to fix that for you, friend.
You can't. The problem's with me. My wiring's all crossed. But that's what makes me so brilliant. This is for both of you. How has it felt to play with a different name in the back of your head for the entire campaign? Do your characters still think of themselves as Bren and Veth in their internal monologues? Or have they fully adopted their new names after being around people who only know them as such? There's 3 questions there.
Yeah.
Pick which one you want to answer.
It's been interesting as a player to know that my persona in the game has been a bit of a facade through the entire game. But I think as a character, I don't know. I think Not might be in an in-between place right now of who she thinks she is, because she's been in this body for so long and done so many unusual and interesting things in this body that it might be weird to be called Veth, actually, because it's just not in the course of her experience for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she's kind of gotten weirdly used to the name, if not the body. How about you, Brayleb?
Similar. I mean, it's been well over a decade since anyone called him by his actual name. Not that he was awake for most of that.
By the way, the worst sequel to Call Me By Your Name, Call Me By Your Actual Name. Coming out next year.
Good Lord.
But when we started the game, they'd been traveling together for 6 months. So to Caleb, I don't know. I think Caleb doesn't like to think about that because that's all bad. So and Caleb was just something that he winged in the moment the day he met Not. And but I think by now it is a nice alternative, and he has some actual good memories associated with it. So
Caleb is not the name of a guy that he knew once upon a time and that he accidentally like set on fire or something like. Then you're taking it because you feel guilty about.
You can retcon anything. No, he
Yeah, let's talk to Matt.
just winged that name the day
Interesting.
that he met Nat.
Can
Like
I
he had
say-
wung?
Oh, he came up with that name the day he met Not?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought that you had been using that ever since you came out of your stupor.
No, he's been using a different name with everyone he met.
Oh.
And didn't intend to stay with a goblin that he met in a jail cell, but they stayed together a night.
Wow.
And then another night, and then 6 months, and then they continued together traveling with a group of strangers. So for the first time, he had just a name he pulled out of his ass and then stuck with it.
Wow.
This is awesome. I could just watch this
I
all
know,
night.
right?
I'm having so much fun. You guys look fucking smashing tonight too. What happened when you touched feet like that? Were you trying to compare the size of each other's feet?
The size of our shoes.
I got pregnant.
I
Oh.
think
Tell us how that
Liam's
happened.
feet are a half size bigger than mine.
What are
Which
y'all
me-
shoe sizes?
Well, normally I wear an 11. These are 10 and a halves. Liam.
These are 10 and a half.
Oh, interesting. Our dicks are the same size.
I mean, if you don't know that by now.
if you don't know.
We can't. Sorry, Vinny, that was a close one. I feel like we kept it under. Normally, Sam shows up like someone who went out for a jog in 1993. And look at you, you look great. And Liam, show the people the.
I have the sole Keyfish shirt in the entire company.
Look at this.
I'm the only one.
mad.
As number one Keyleth Stan, I'm the only one who wants to wear the shirt. No one else wants to wear
That's a
it.
damn lie.
There's a gentleman that
number
works
one
with us here.
No,
Goes.
but not that you're the only one who wants
He
to wear
goes
it.
by the name of Ed Lopez, and we've been asking him, could we have some of those shirts that we could wear? And he's telling us, yeah, we need time, man. Those are coming in anytime. He's from Jersey.
Good impression.
And then
Not from New Jersey.
none of us have them except for Liam. I'm pretty sure he bought his.
Everyone wants one real bad, except for
Yeah.
Danny, who does not like Keyleth.
Danny hates Keyleth. Hashtag Danny hates Keyleth. Sam,
I've got to stop pretending that I hate people in the Vox Machina.
Sam, Monica Dominator wants to know.
Sure.
Since Veth Bernardo and Not the Brave are anagrams, which came first? And how married do you have to be to both to come up with similar fantasy names individually of each other?
It is pretty
Gentlemen.
weird that you and I both picked characters
but is
with
it though?
false names.
Is it though?
I guess it's not. Honestly, all the names at the table could be fake. We don't know. Right? Ford could be a fake name.
I
Beauregard
assume
could be
that
Yeah,
fake.
Ford's
Ford
got a
is
lot of
still
weird
holding
stuff
out
going
on
on.
us in some fashion.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
But yeah, that's very telling and very weird that both of our false names came out in the same episode.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And that our storylines are so intertwined, much more so than we had set out to be.
Yeah. I think about like all the layers that would not have existed. Like we both thought we were just going to come in and do our own thing. That it was not a let's sit down together and come up with two characters that will be linked some way. I thought of my mess and he thought of his mess. And then a couple of weeks before we started the show, we're like, hey, well how about we'll say they're traveling together and they've been together and they're like a like huckster duo who cheat people on the
that
road.
was it.
And that was it. And I feel like it made everything so much more multifaceted and layered and fun.
Yeah.
But to answer the first part of Monica Dominator's question, which came first,
Monica.
they arrived at the same time. In campaign 1, somewhere along the line, I made a throwaway joke. I said, "Hey, in the next campaign, I'm gonna call myself Vix, just to fuck with y'all." And when I was trying to come up with a name for this campaign, I was like, "I'm gonna be Vix," and then I was like, "No, that's stupid. But I should pick a V name." So I started with like a V name, and then I sort of did some wordy, scrambly things, and I came up with both at the same time.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
Was it an algorithm that you like put into the computer? Or did you sit there with a piece of paper and a pencil or like VE?
I think it was the
VE.
paper and pencil thing.
All right, all right.
I'll try
You
to
didn't
dig
go
up that
to
piece
like
of paper.
the fantasy name generator and.
No, not this time. No, no.
Man. Sam.
Yes,
You know what? I think Jester's real name is Jester. I feel like she's a Jester.
because her mom called her
Jester.
Jester.
That's why I'm saying that. Like, I don't think she's hiding that. I
If
think
that's
that.
her mom.
It's an elaborate long con.
Ford, I do not think that's his name.
Stupid name.
I think Caduceus, I mean, he looks like a Caduceus, let's be honest.
That's definitely Caduceus' name. I think Ford's name is real.
No, dude. I think his name's like Sword Guy.
I don't know if that's true, but I feel like, Taliesin said during the game, I've been waiting for the other Regal shoe to drop, and I was too. I didn't know what it was, how it was going to present, but I knew that you had some kind of trick up your sleeve, and I just don't believe that Travis has done fucking with our heads yet.
No,
Oh, no.
I don't think so
He's a
either.
He
deviant.
still has a fucking British accent that he hasn't said to anybody.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think his
That
name
shit
is
was
real, but I
disturbing.
don't think that. I still think there's a lot of stuff that he hasn't revealed yet.
Oh,
Maybe just pronounced Ferd.
Ferd. Maybe it's Fred.
ooh, what if it was Fred?
As bad as Jeff. I apologize to
Fuck
all
Jeff.
Freds
Better
and
not be any
Jeffs.
Jeffs showing up in my D&D game. Danny's a little under the weather. That's why her battery's low tonight.
Battery today?
You have low
Aw.
battery because you're
But
not
not
feeling
empty.
100. It's not empty.
Yeah.
Never. Sam.
Yep.
Kyle with an N. Niall. Our pal. You've said before that Nott's fear of water was something that you didn't plan ahead of time and arose naturally from the RP. Was not drowning a part of her original backstory, or did you add it in after the fact?
I very astute, very, very perceptive audience, Niall. Yes, the water thing was something that just came out organically in the game. I knew that Nott had been turned into a goblin, possibly killed. I assume killed, although I don't know the mechanics of how she became a goblin exactly, but I assume killed. And I didn't exactly know how until that whole water business started in the game. And one night, a few months ago, I emailed Matt and I said, "Hey, Matt, is it cool if the way that Nott died was by being drowned?"
Whoa.
And he wrote back, "Yep." And that was that.
Wow.
Yep. And so he, so that was organically inserted, retroactively inserted into her backstory.
Man, those emails could end up in the Smithsonian next to Hillary's.
And the
Did
way-
they find those?
The way it always works is I just sent texts like this to Matt where you'll say, "Hey, I thought it'd be cool if, because of the way things are going, if this was part of their past," and he'll go, "Love it." And then you won't hear anything for 6 months. Then he'll take it like it's a piece of wood and he'll wrap barbed wire around it and put nails in it. And then he'll wait around the corner and then go,
Yep, that perfectly describes his style. Oh my God, yeah. I'm waiting for a lot of shoes to drop right now. I'm really interested. I want to know more about Caduceus for sure. Hopefully Talison's had time to like flesh some of that out.
That's fascinating because he's kind of tap dancing as we go with the
Yeah.
story creating.
Yeah.
I mean, he said
Yes.
as much.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, and I still think, yeah, there's more shoes on Travis. He swallowed them.
And we still haven't learned all of Bo's deal.
No. Fuck no. We don't know shit about Bo.
We don't know, and we don't even know Bo's last name.
I don't know that we've learned everything about Caleb's deal.
No, fuck no, we
no.
haven't.
Yeah.
No. No.
I'm going to just throw something out too. People have been asking me online why Caleb knows her last name. I tossed it out in game, speaking in third person. I mean, I'm always talking in an accent because I enjoy doing it, but I said it in third person. I saw it written somewhere and just absentmindedly dropped it in the game. Caleb does not know her name. He didn't
Bo's
call.
last name?
Thank you. Bo's the last name. He didn't say it to her. He didn't say anything. I was just narrating third person, so it was just a slip up. Anyway,
yeah.
there you
that
go,
makes
guys.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. You should shave everything but the mustache, dude. That looks so great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shush.
Just the
Shush.
mustache.
Hush.
Look at that. That would look
Brian.
so. I can picture it,
Brian.
dude. Hey,
Gotta get rid of this gray.
F you, Rami Malek. There's the Freddie Mercury I want.
Oh,
No.
Jeez.
that's how he looked the whole movie. It must have been so hard for him to act like that.
I think they were prosthetic.
Y'all have to stop.
Wow.
That's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Zach, do a close up on his face again. Thank you. That's for our squeef who gets up at 4 in the morning to give moments like that.
In Remy Malek's defense, those were prosthetic teeth. You are showing us your
Those
teeth.
are your teeth. Liam.
Yes.
Enough horsing around with Sam's horse mouth. Carvian wants to know, how surprised were you by the fuck him comment from Nott? How surprised was Caleb?
I was surprised that it happened. I was surprised. I wasn't surprised that Sam had something chambered. I was waiting for some sort of twist with her story somehow. So when it happened, I went, oh, here it is. But Caleb, I don't know. I mean, Caleb thinks that he knows that he's on a tightrope trying to not tell everybody everything, and then I feel a compulsion, even though I'm telling myself it's so I can get into this library, and it is. But I also have just been lonely for fucking years, and I need to talk to somebody. But I can make it work. I'll just tell it to these two, and he's fucking kidding himself.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in his head. He did go, shit, I dropped the plates I was trying to spin. But I mean, he's only got himself to blame for it. So
Yeah. No, that's a real change. Man. Will you just like spill something tonight? Just give us some more. No, I'm kidding. Max, what do you think? Are we in peak art dad sweater right now? I feel like we are.
Good sweater.
I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, Tumblr will let us know
This
too.
is like Pike level 20.
Dang, that is such a good way to put it. I understood that
I'm
reference.
so proud of you.
Sam,
It's funny because Danny hates Pike.
she hates Pike. And
Stop.
what I don't understand is why every time Ashley is in town, Danny has to remind her.
It's true, and it's all the female characters. It's really weird.
only the
It's
chicks.
really
it's
weird.
weird. She's
Why?
it's
It's
a
only the
weird
bangs.
hangout.
Mean. I do nothing but
Why
love.
are you so mean?
I do nothing but love. Y'all
Yeah.
are so mean.
She's
Yeah.
such a good actor.
Man, somebody, I hope there's casting agents watching this right now from a multitude of salad companies and tires. Tom Burnett wants to know. I was trying to find my place on the. Sam.
Yep.
Did not know of Caleb's backstory before episode 49, or was using the name Brandon episode 21 a coincidence?
Oh, total coincidence. Total coincidence. And Sam was trying to come up with a false name to use in that episode and in other episodes, and just used names that were on her mind. Like her own name. It's hard to come up with something under pressure like that. Total coincidence.
pressure.
And I remember looking over we had a guest that night, right? I remember looking over at Liam, and he gave me the weirdest look.
Who was the guest that night, Danny?
It was Mark,
Mark
from across the pond.
Don't make me say his last name
Yeah, I
again.
said Bren, and then Liam looked over at me like I had just said the C word or something.
And I was staring holes into your skull, and I knew you were just like, what's going on? What are you doing?
First, it occurred to me, because I had used a false name a couple episodes earlier, and then I used a different false name in this episode, and you looked at me like, what you doing? And I thought, like, oh, Caleb is judging not for being deceptive. I didn't think that it was, you have accidentally stumbled onto my backstory, you motherfucker!
20 seconds was, did Matt give him a piece of my story? Wait, was Sam looking at, did I leave a book out, notes out? What? And then it didn't take me long to be like, this is just the most impossible fucking coincidence. And now it's in character, and I'm like, does she know? Am I talking in my sleep? What the fuck is going on?
No idea any of that was going on in your head. It's amazing.
And then he ultimately decided, coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Wow. Wow.
Cool.
Yeah,
Speaking of,
we're in love.
it's time for GIF of the week, my
Yeah.
friends. You guys are gonna love this
Give
one.
it away.
Number one.
GIF. Sorry.
There's been a lot of burping tonight.
Yep.
Our winner for Campaign 2, Episode 49, was sent in by Jahan at Winter is Boy. Let's take a look.
Ermendrud?
Ermendrud.
I said it right, Enrique.
Oh, look at this. It's the thing.
Oh, ain't it?
Oh, wow.
That one was pretty cool.
It's a history lesson in GIF form.
Yeah, right? Oh, man.
Best game.
Best game.
I just realized I was wearing a shirt that said my real name on it while I was talking about my two other names.
Oh yeah, what's
Very
that?
strange.
Where'd you get that shirt?
It was
Make
for a
that?
family reunion.
You wore it.
It said Regal University.
It's really funny. Did your family like want to start a college at some point?
Just
Congrats
as,
to you, Jehan.
just as a slush fund.
Slush fun. You have won these.
Oh.
It's a Vaxil Dan
Aw.
from our Steamforge line, and this is the
guy.
Vanessa Cindrial one.
Badass.
Badass.
She's standing up now, and Vax is, well, he's in pieces.
Accurate.
Remember to submit your gifts to submit at talksmachina.com. Also, the Kasha Mini is available in the
Oh,
Steamforge.
really?
Yep. What are you laughing at, Max? You thought I was going to forget to say it? Okay. Liam
Yes.
and Sam. DeRoche22 asks, how has it been realizing that your characters' backstories have ended up being so closely intertwined than either of you were probably expecting? How do Nott and Caleb feel compared to Sam and Liam?
Hi, Henry.
No.
Well, we said earlier it was surprising for us, but a welcome surprise as
Yeah.
players. I love that our shit is so intertwined this campaign because I like doing stuff with Liam, and you guys might not know this. Liam's a very good actor, so it's nice to do scenes with him on the show together. Yeah, I always feel confident knowing that there's going to be a good little rapport thing here we got going.
Also,
Oh.
I think, some people would like everyone in the group to be, everything would homogenize. Like we'd all be peace, love, and happy and just get along, right? All the problems and the bumps in the road and the people not knowing each other's secrets and she's angry at him or he's angry at her or what have you. But most of us, but definitely us, like the shit getting stirred up. And I remember a conversation we had months ago when I think the perception of Caleb and Nott is like, oh, it's so sweet. She's like a mom to him and he is so proud of her when she learns magic, and all those things are true. But we had a conversation where we're like, can't wait till it all
Crumbles.
goes fucking sideways. Can't wait for the red meat to,
Because that's an arc.
Yeah, and not knowing what would happen. Like we had no idea that this was happening, but we know that at some point things
There'd be
break.
problems. Yeah.
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 And they're at odds. I mean, Caleb's at odds with everybody with the thing that he wants, and he'll either do it or realize he shouldn't do it, or he'll get killed. I don't know what's going to happen. But Sam and I and the group, really, but definitely us, like chaos.
Yeah.
People forget that like Vox Machina wasn't always harmonious. Y'all were pissed at Percy for ages. And like Scanlan had all of his baggage
Oh my God,
and stuff.
That was the
like,
best stuff.
Yeah.
That was the best parts of the show.
The Grog
when
and
we were-
Percy fight over the skull, and how you
Yeah.
were like super pissed at Percy because he had a crush on your girl, on your sister, and all that good shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Vox Machina was
I mean, they
great.
were in a shitty situation, but I loved that scene in the room with the glorious chair in it where everything was going wrong. I loved the argument that Caleb had with Bo over a fucking bowl because, like, yeah, we got charged in the moment because that's what we're doing. That's what this is about. It's about sort of flexing those muscles and working them out and exploring stuff. But that's the best part of the show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And I think from Nott's perspective also, she's very excited that some of Caleb's backstory is out because maybe he can move on past it and get some healing, or at least connect with these people in a better level now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I agree.
Get out of his shell.
I love when I forget to skip a question that got answered earlier on in another answer, and then it spawns a whole other conversation.
There was a second part to that too.
There was, yeah. Liam.
I don't remember it.
I
Yes.
think we answered.
Oh no, it's Mia. That's the person's name. I like it. Even after their argument last week, Caleb still turned to Bo for comfort while sharing his story, placing his hand on her shoulder like he normally does for Frumpkin vision. What about her and their relationship made him reach out to her like that?
Well, he's probably, despite the friction that's always there between them in different ways, he's probably closer to her than the rest of the 9 at this point, in their weird way. And she's, in that moment, in general, often on the battlefield, but definitely in that moment, he was wanting to borrow her spine.
Wow.
I think. And Bo rested her hand on his shoulder only moments before and then stopped before he started talking. And then I just felt in that moment like that felt like reassuring to him, knowing that things could get ugly. And then it was gone. So I think it was like, where to go? I have to do this, and I need you to stand me up because I don't know how to stand up.
Wow. Wow.
Heavy shit on Talks Machina
I like
tonight.
it. I like it. Give me all the fucking sad shit. Ah. Hey,
Remember
Sam.
how our penises are the same size?
They are.
I remember that, yeah. Jordan Springer wants to know, did not /Veth see something in Caleb that reminded her of her son when she approached him for the first time, or was that due to natural maternal instincts, like we mentioned earlier?
She didn't really approach him the first time. They were in jail, and they had to flee for their lives. So they were thrust together by accident and circumstance. However, I think, yes, very quickly, Not/Veth saw something in Caleb that was a boy who was scared and alone in the world and needing someone to take care of him, and those maternal instincts quickly kicked in. It's not like that's like some brilliant insight. He is a scared
guy.
Scared little boy.
Yeah.
Stunted emotionally and needs someone to look after him. Not just emotionally. In our game 0, our warm-up game that we played as these characters getting ready for this campaign, which was like an hour and a half long. It was not long. He died.
Yep.
Like
knocked the fuck out.
Caleb was
by
knocked out.
Knowles.
Yeah. So
He was so squishy. Was
Yeah.
that at level 1?
that was level 1. Yeah, and Not had to save him and kill the Knowles and get them out of there, sort of single-handedly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was very clear to me going into this that he needed a strong mother in his life, and hey, just so happens that a strong mother was looking him in the face the whole time.
And also, as a halfling, she is quite a bit older than him, yeah?
I don't know how you are. No, I don't think so.
Their
no,
lifespan is longer than a human lifespan.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Let's see how long this can go on for.
I'm looking
Let's
it up.
look at D&D Beyond.
Yeah, this is what Danny is the
Danny,
best
look
at.
it up.
All right. Meanwhile, go on to the next question.
Wow, that's really interesting. I have a lot of questions about
Go
the
ahead.
halfling,
It's your
but
show.
no, I don't. We can't. You're not going to answer any of the ones that I want to ask. Draws Shits wants to know.
Oh, draws shits, does lots of great art.
Oh, really?
Yep.
A halfling reaches adulthood at the age of 20 and generally lives into the middle of his or her 2nd century.
Second century.
Damn, you were not even wrong. You were like extremely
Second
wrong.
century. I thought they had the same lifespan as a human.
No.
I mean, the only human I know who's lived for that many centuries is Taliesin.
Well, I don't want to bone a question if there's a question about
No,
this
you're not
coming
going to
up.
bone anything on my show. Just say whatever the fuck you were just going to
So,
say.
because people have been tweeting at me about age discrepancies. How old is Not? How old is Veth? That kind of stuff. So how I worked it out with Matt, and forgive me guys if I've gotten this wrong in any way, Veth is not older than Caleb. How old's Caleb?
He's 33.
Caleb is older than Not. This is how we worked it out.
Than Not.
I'm sorry, Veth.
Veth.
Shit. It's a web of lies. Veth got married at 20-ish,
Okay.
childbearing age.
Good.
She spent a couple years happily married, goblins, terrible, bad, kidnapping, on the run from the law. Not the law. Yeah, I guess the law. Anyway, she escaped.
goblin law.
Now she's about 25. She's about 25 years old. A young
quite
mom.
a young, yes, young
Yes, she's
mother.
just she's in a farming village. They get married early there. she got married to her childhood sweetheart, and that was that.
You heard her
Similarly, as I understand it, when one is reincarnated, you are given an adult body, and goblins reach adulthood at 7 or 8 years old.
Oh.
So a 25-year-old halfling is about a 7 or 8-year-old goblin.
Whoa.
And so that was the conversion. So
Wow.
she looks like she's 7 or 8 or 9 as in goblin years, which is about, a third to a fourth of the way through her life.
Yeah.
So unless she gets her ass changed back, she has taken a 200-year lifespan and gone.
She's got 20 years left.
She's also traveling with the Mighty Nine, so that's probably inching that even lower.
Yeah. Eesh. I forgot that you got knocked unconscious in that Session 0 game. Take that, Matt Colville. Even in Matt Mercer's Session 0 games, he kills his players.
That's right.
Walking through a field of grass, and they popped up out of that tall grass.
Daisies.
It was not a complicated encounter.
Nope. Went down
One shot, one kill.
Ambush, no problem. Sam draws shits.
You did that one.
No, we didn't. We
Oh,
never
okay.
actually asked it.
Oh.
Was Knott's alcoholism something that she developed as a way of coping with her being tortured and enslaved by goblins, or an existing problem that she had as Veth? I feel like it's the former.
Former being the
The
coping.
beginning of the question.
Coping with
Okay.
misery.
So this is another thing that I discussed with Matt a little bit.
Yeah.
So many of Veth's quirks, for instance, her penchant for collecting things. She's an avid collector of items.
Pogs, mostly.
Her generally nervous, skittish nature. Her enjoyment of little nips of sherry wine before bedtime. All of that shit. This is my choice. I don't know if this is how other people would play this. In goblin form, it is all super heightened. So where she enjoyed a nice nip of sherry wine every once in a while, now she's a fucking maniac when it comes to drinking. When she used to collect baubles, now she compulsively needs to steal them. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
So cool. Oh my God.
she's a little nervous Nelly back in Halfling Land, but as Not, she is not the goblin. She is just terrified of everything around her. So it's just everything is heightened a bit. So she enjoyed liquor as a halfling, but now she needs it to survive. And yes, it's a little of A, a little of B. It's definitely a coping mechanism. Goblins didn't have liquor running freely around the clan.
Yeah.
So when she left and she got a few tastes of it, she realized, oh, this is a good way to not think about what I'm running away from, not think about my husband and kid back home. I can just sort of, zone out and just be drunk and not think about this stuff.
Whoa.
It's fun. The 200 years got shrunk down to a dense, little tiny lifespan, and her habits, which were casual, got shrunk down into a dense, alcoholic ball of sad.
It's the sad episode.
Hey, I love it, man. Liam.
Yeah.
Les Kenobian wants to know. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
Caleb has a recurring habit of scratching his arms, especially when anxious. Is this because the old scars left by the crystals are still itching, phantom or otherwise?
You've been fucking doing that the whole campaign, haven't you?
I just thought he had, he needed to
Scabies.
moisturize.
Yeah,
been
it
doing
is
this.
like it is a little bit like Phantom Lemmy.
Whoa. That's how detailed his RP is, Sam. You could, learn a thing or two.
Arm P.
I've seen.
Did you just say arm?
I said Arm P, unironically.
I've seen a lot of amazing art that shows like really nasty stuff. I will say that they've also had a chance to possibly spot this, but I didn't want to draw attention to it. And in they were in a bathhouse, and I had him sink to the bottom. They're faint. It's not like he's got giant, gashes still for the world to see. It would just be like they're faint lines. Like I have a line that no one knows is here that a cat of mine made when I was a kid. If I had 20 of those things,
Yeah.
But that's why they're wrapped.
Wow.
And it's cold. It's cold in Wildmount as well.
It is.
Now you're phantom scratching your
It's been
arms.
doing this the whole time. I never even thought
No,
about
it's
it.
because you bought that shirt out of the back of a guy's car. Sam, Fried Cthulhu Mari wants to know.
Great.
Not seem to exhibit a handful of goblin traits, for example, her tendency to eat raw meat and things that many others might find disgusting. Is this because of the realities of her captivity, or do you see the physiology of her goblin form affecting Veth's choices and behavior as not?
I'm sorry, Fried Cthulhu Mari. I sort of just answered.
Oh, you did just
that, but
answer
a little
it,
bit,
Emily.
a little bit. Yeah, like I feel like the goblins in general, and at least how I think of them, are just like sort of primal, and so everything is just a little bit more amped up.
Yeah.
When they get angry, they get murderous, and when they get scared, they get super scared, and when they get hungry, they get fucking hungry. So that's kind of where that comes from. And I don't know if this is right or wrong. It's just how I've been playing it. After reincarnation, I looked it up in the spell book at some point. It says like you retain all of your old memories and personality of your prior form. But it says you retain those things. It doesn't say what happens after that.
Right.
So I've been playing it that has been slowly just becoming a little bit more goblin as she goes, and a little less like she's kind of been forgetting about some of the past as she moves forward.
By her own choice, or
No, just
because
like I think
it's
the
happening?
physiology of it, like I'm a soul in a body right now, but if my soul were in another body, I feel like I would think differently and feel
Yeah, yeah,
differently.
yeah.
And
That's sad.
So,
I
is there
know.
any part of her that's fighting to try and keep those memories and to keep that, half of her there and present?
Yeah, of course. I think she's very eager to, if there's a way to get back, get back. But she also is aware that her vehicle for getting her back there, or her perceived dude who's gonna maybe get her back to her original form, is not quite ready yet, emotionally, or
too busy
even
hating himself
Yeah,
to,
or even like in his own power and ability, he's not ready to get her there yet. So she's a little anxious for that to, get cooking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good information over there
Yeah.
in Jorhas, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Speaking of the RMP, Darlette asks for you, Liam. Early on in the campaign, Caleb wakes up after being knocked out in a fight and screams, "Take them out." Was he dreaming about the crystals Trent put in his arms?
Yes.
Ooh,
Nice.
good catch.
Nice.
Darlette.
Cool.
Or is it D. Harlot?
That was that
Nope.
day.
It's the harlot.
Darlette. That was that day that I lay out on the table for 5 minutes. Getting a giant dent in the side of my head waiting for Mom to come up.
But you got a nice nap.
Yeah, well, no, I was down there going I wonder when I should get back in. When should I start role-playing again? No. What am I going to do when I wake up? Oh, I can, bloop.
But see, now that you've said the thing about scratching the arms in character, people will be overanalyzing all of your body movements. Oh, wait, they already do. It's time for Fan Art of the Week.
Fan art of the week, fan art, people sending art, and we call it fan art. Yeah.
And that's a very similar, man, that's cool. That's consistency. That's Talks Machina. This week's fan art winner for Campaign 2, Episode 49 was sent in by Cora Jensen at Qued Degja.
Another artist, yeah. Who
Let's
does
take
a
a
lot of good art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Including, but not limited to, this one.
Oh
Yeah.
boy,
Jeez.
that's good.
Yeesh.
Drowning is sad.
That one was hard to resist.
Oh man, that is rough stuff. Sorry guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you did this.
Sorry
Just
guys.
keeping with the. Hey, get over here.
Yeah.
Henry.
Even
does not like
Henry's
the back-
emotion.
Get over here.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone who submitted. Congrats to you, Cora Jensen. You have won this
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
Jesus.
Bolivian rosewood tabletop tray. Now, this is one of those exotic, beautiful man, Bolivian rosewood. Wait.
I think that's illegal.
Smells really good. You guys should smell this,
Smell
dude.
that wood.
That's from our friends at Wormwood Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
Henry,
That does not like.
That is pretty damn good.
make sure to check them out at wormwoodgaming.com. No.
You don't want me to associate our sponsor's product with that motion?
No. Rewind, take it back. See, I'm too far from you guys.
Henry, sniff the wood.
Sniff the wood.
Good
Henry.
boy.
Good boy. Okay, that's a good boy.
Yeah.
Wow, this one's been blessed. You can enter our weekly contest by emailing your GIF or fan art to submit at talksmarket.com. Rules for our contests are available at critroll.com. Moving on, this question is going to be for you, Sam.
There's a glitch.
Les Brennan wants to know.
Yeah.
Les Brennian. I got it. How much of Knott's missing Yiza
Yeza.
Easy.
played into the advice she gave Jester and her pushing her for her and Ford? And the same for the letter she and Jester wrote to Astrid. Is she projecting her own longing or genuinely wishing for relationships to happen?
Good question. I think it's again like a little of each. I think she just has a general tendency to want to see people, connect and come out of their shell or express themselves to each other, because she knows that time with a loved one is not, let's make it sad again, is not eternal, right?
Right,
you gotta say what you gotta say to somebody, tell somebody you love them, because they could be taken away from you the next day. So it's less of a projection of like her own relationship, and more of just like wanting to see people, be the best of themselves and be great to each other and stuff like that, because it's all we have in this topsy-turvy world.
Right, and fucking crazy-ass powerful magical spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also that.
Love one another.
Yeah.
Love each other.
Love each other.
That's what you always say, right?
I do, yeah. You've seen the show.
Not unless I'm forced to.
Last night in the fucking Twitch chat, Sam's like, I'm not sure if I'm coming tomorrow for Tux Machina. Then I get a million tweets like, hey, Sam said he might not be there, man. I hope you guys have someone else lined up.
Troll.
Yeah. I'm a fucking troll. Deal with it.
Deal with it. Liam.
Yes.
Dr. Shady Tree wants to know. Caleb didn't tell the party about his parents. Despite the honesty you shared and the trust you put in the team with what you shared, is that information still too scary for him to reveal?
I think it's two things. One, it's still like humiliating and heartbreaking to talk about. And the way I look at his confession earlier in the story is both done out of need, but also I think that he's just been alone so long, trapped in his own head, to the point where he's talking to a fucking skull about it. That came out because he needs people. He's telling himself that he can do it on his own. He has for a while, and he's still telling it to himself, but he's lonely. So I think that's why it came out the first time. This time, it's so awful. It's so awful. I wrote the worst history. So there's that, right? And he's gotten it out once, and especially with I know Jester's not innocent, but she's such a sunflower, right? That it feels awful to unload that shit on her. But then also, it wasn't really pertinent to the moment, right? Them knowing that this whole time where I've said that I've always just sort of picked up magic on my own, I was lying. I'm connected to the people that have stolen your husband, Knott's husband. So you all need to, yes, you all need to know that, because I'm connected to bad people who are now connected to Knott. So that's pertinent information. You got to know that.
Wow.
The other stuff, I don't know. And also, Knott had just bared her soul to the group, so I wasn't gonna be like, but also my past is real. It just wasn't at the right moment for it.
This is interesting because I feel like not that Vox Machina was just a bunch of swinging dicks out there. Like, you know, there were deep threads happening, but I don't feel like there was this much sort of connection at this point in that campaign. This is like some super tied together stuff already, and just how we saw Travis's sort of first arc play out, there's a lot of mystery still.
Yeah, it's true. Like the Vox Machina campaign, I feel like at this point in the campaign, they were more familiar with each other.
Right, yeah.
But maybe not as connected or as, I don't know, vulnerable. It's weird. It's just a different dynamic, and it's cool because the story is taking on a life of its own. Also, I'm sure that Danny is happy because, you know, Keyleth, Vex, and Pike aren't in this campaign.
Yeah.
Which is a real big
Weight off her shoulders.
Yeah.
weight off her shoulders.
Not to mention, you know, Sprig is the one that got me. Darren DePaul's character. When she started talking, saying that was like the war, I was like, it's still making me fucking emotional. Sam.
Yes.
Mince10 wants to know, this is your second character with a sincere hatred for goblins. What is it about goblins you find so appealing as backstory villains?
They're gross. They're gross and little and gross and mean. I don't know. Well, this one's more coincidental because, as you all know, and as Liam has definitely agreed with, Liam was 100% responsible for my character and backstory this campaign.
Right.
No, he gave me a race in class. It was goblins, so I had to tie in goblins somehow. And it just worked out. It just worked out this way.
Next campaign, I want you to play a treant.
Great, done. I don't know. You know, I will say this though. I've gotten a lot of, not a lot, but a couple of people tweeting at me and stuff saying, why can't goblins be nice? What's wrong with you? Why can't you just think that, why can't there be a good goblin? Are you racist against goblins? And the answer is yes. No, the answer is in your campaign or your story, you can certainly have cool, awesome goblins. And in fact, Matt kind of did already surprise us with a goblin who is remarkably well behaved.
Right.
Veth/not might be horribly misguided about goblins. There could be a whole clan that they come across of like the greatest goblin breakdancers. Who knows? I don't know.
Whoa, Mr. Bad example over here. Did that nice goblin change her mind in any way about goblins? That encounter.
Did meeting that butler goblin?
The butler guy.
No, she didn't really get to talk to him. She really wanted to, but he kind of disappeared. She actually had some questions for him, but it was interesting. She's curious about that one. And if we ever go back to that wizard, she might want to pull him aside and have a little gob on gob.
Oh
no, action. No,
Never again.
God, I wish we could end it there. Oh, I wish I could just cut the bad weather. Power could go out any minute. Liam.
Yeah.
Brooke Casey asks, how relieved is Caleb that they're not going to Rexentrum?
Yes.
Super relieved. Super relieved. Does not want to go to Rexentrum. Does not want to confront any of that. You know, he's got feelings about those people that I think he's probably going to need to deal with, but he does not feel in any way, shape, or form to be ready for that. I think that right now, even though like his instincts are telling him to run like a fucking crazy person away from the group, that he cares for them and he cares for Nod especially, and he's got two things all wrapped up together in a neat little package, which is, we got to go find your husband. We have to do something for you. And did you hear about what they got over in Jorhaus? So yeah. There's something to be gained there.
Yeah.
And just like when they went to the Menagerie Coast, he can kind of, not that they're not risking their lives, but no one's gunning for him specifically. So I felt like on the Menagerie Coast, I played with Caleb sort of letting his guard down there. And he can do that in perilous Jorhaus as well.
Yeah. Is this the way you guys both saw your backstories coming out in the campaign, or did you picture something a lot different?
Different.
Did
I
you
thought
think
it
it
would
would
have
be
held mine
sooner,
back
later?
longer.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's about time, actually. But when we began the campaign, one thing that Matt asked me right before we started, he was like, "This thing about you being a halfling or whatever, is that something like that you want to come out early? That you would like to keep close to the vest for a while?" And I told him it would be fine with me if it never comes out in the entire campaign.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm very happy that it came out now. It feels right, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's next for both of our characters, but especially mine because I play that one. But I'm excited to see like how this changes the dynamic between them, between the group, and what her goals will be now that they're sort of more out in the open.
I think that's through both campaigns. That's why anything happens is just we reach a moment where it just feels right. And like even decisions that are painful, like leaving because you feel like the group is shitting on you, whether that's right or wrong, or they're both right or they're both wrong, or deciding to, put a expiration date on your character's life. Like, I just feel like any decision I've ever made on this, happy or painful or whatever, it just felt true.
Yeah.
Except coming on this show tonight.
What?
How come your character
That
didn't
was
make that decision?
contractual.
Wait, how many
The
times do we have to tell you to not talk shit about the show while you're on it?
Sorry.
You can do it on Twitter, you can do it on CR,
Normally, as he's walking to his car from the show,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
a stream of swears.
Motherfucker.
Did you tell your kids the story this week of what happened with Not?
Yeah, but I left out some stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I told them.
And then she drowned, just like I told you kids you would do if you fall in the pool while Daddy's barbecuing.
I told them the whole story of the night, which not a lot happened. Like, if you're telling to a kid,
Yeah.
not a lot actually happened.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't.
And so I finished, and they were both like, "That's it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's the whole story." And my little 4-year-old girl said, "Can you tell us it again?
Oh.
How Not became a goblin?"
Oh my god.
And I was like, I just told the story. And she's like, "Can I hear it again?" And so I just told the whole story again.
Little Terminator.
He's a goblin somewhere else. That's interesting.
Yep. We got time for one more, and it is
A doozy.
my run or run shot. Wow. How does it feel to be back underground, searching for a halfling at roughly the same level that the Campaign 1 stream started? So you guys now are just about at the level that Campaign 1 stream
I
began.
am still trying to figure out his
Yeah,
name.
me too.
Yeah, it's
Marino Runshot.
Or is it Myron or Unshot?
See, now you know how hard it is to do
You
that.
have a hard job.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, the question is, how does it feel to be back underground?
I'm excited. I like underdog
Searching for
stuff.
a halfling.
You guys are at the same
Wait,
level almost.
Were we
level.
searching for a halfling?
Kima
Lady
aboard.
Kima.
Kima, dude.
What?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Funny, weird parallels that happen by design, by accident. The same thing.
Wow, that's so cool.
I bet. How long ago did you give up on the shirt thing?
That was a while ago.
I haven't given
He's
up on
been
the
giving
shirt.
up on it. He's still doing that.
You're still doing that?
Yeah, the problem is I don't have most of these shirts anymore because during campaign 1, I gave away 20 shirts.
Oh, you
remember that.
did.
I forget what it was. It was anyone who donated something.
Yep.
I don't
It was
know.
for one of the
I sent
charity
away
fundraisers,
20 of
I
my
think.
shirts.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these shirts mid-campaign, I just don't own anymore. So I've been swapping out with other things. But when I have the shirt, if I still own it, I will wear it.
And if you don't have it, do you wear something that
wear
feels close or just whatever?
I was trying to do something that feels close for a while, but I've run out. So now it's just any shirt. Or so you think.
Oh shit! But you stopped doing the facial hair.
No.
That was crazy that he was. When I caught on to
I
that.
haven't stopped.
You haven't?
No, this is still the same facial hair that tracks with the first
I
campaign.
wonder if there's a Twitter account tracking all of this.
Are
There
you going
is?
to do it for our third campaign?
Yes.
Okay.
But are you going to match the second one or the first one?
I don't know.
Well, if you're matching the second one, that one matches the first one.
Not
Not
entirely.
exactly, though.
But like
So
the
then
facial
what
hair.
about this? What about this?
Facial hair.
Okay.
Pitch me.
So continue with going
we
with the
go.
first campaign, but anytime there's a gap,
Go to
just
campaign
wear
two.
whatever you did on the second campaign.
What if I Merlin it and go in reverse order?
Yes.
So I'm getting younger and younger as I go, and I will start like dyeing my beard so it gets browner and browner,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like I'm becoming more like campaign one.
Yeah,
Sam.
yeah. Ooh, this is good. We've got time to
Stay tuned,
prepare.
guys.
We've got time to prepare. Stay tuned.
Here first, folks.
Well, I'm excited about this Thursday. I'm excited to see where you guys are going to end up, finally killing each other.
Could happen.
It could.
We could turn
No,
on each other.
could.
No, you guys won't turn on each other. Ford is turning on all of you.
Yeah.
It's my theory, and it's only because Travis has done that to us in real life. That's all the time we have for tonight, folks.
Oh boy, I can't wait till the camera's off and when we tell Brian our secret names.
Oh, what?
Yes.
What have I done to deserve such things? Nothing?
Not much.
Okay, cool. Stick around for Talks Machina After Dog on ProjectAlpha.com. I would like to thank Liam and Sam for joining us tonight,
Also Henry.
and Henry, and Danny, and old Greg, new Greg, Zach, Chandler, Max, Chris, other Chris, Ed, Vinny, Rachel.
Okay. These are just random people now.
Episode 50 airs this Thursday. Until then, don't forget to love each other. That's what I say. That's what I say.
Yep.
Don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay tuned, my friends. You want a Miller High Life?
The king needs
You want a champagne of beers?
a beverage.
Max, get this man a champagne of beers.
You got it.
Okay.
Thanks, Max.
Welcome to After Dark.
Champagne.
Don't feel bad.
It's me,
only-
Max's boss.
Boss?
It's Sam, Max's boss, and it's Liam, Max's boss. Is it still hitting you?
It's hitting me.
Sam was complaining about the trinket, it's actually trinket, hitting his head before the show. And he tried to move it and almost knocked over the entire set in the process.
Now you expect us to believe you don't like
Behind the
bears?
scenes. What did you say? What'd you say?
Bears. I don't like bears.
Yeah, there's a reason. For
That ain't what I heard.
I'm pretty sure they start forest fires.
No,
Smokey the Bear.
no. The
Always
bears
starting smoke forest fires.
The bears do not want you to do drugs. The dog in the trench coat starts the forest fires.
You're right. McGruff, the fire dog. Yeah.
Oh, man.
He opens his coat, throws out fire, runs away.
Gruff the fire dog.
The best episode of True Detective.
Yes, absolutely. That's a good story for your kids. McGruff the fire dog starting a
fire
fucking
dog?
forest fire, just bombing grenades.
I feel like this might have actually come up on a previous Talks Machina. Do you know who Mr. Yuck is?
I mean,
It's not you?
are we talking about the guy that deals Molly down in Koreatown?
Mr. Yuck.
Who's Mr. Yuck?
Yuck was something that I experienced growing up in Virginia.
Okay.
It was a sticker, a green sticker with a man on it named Mr. Yuck, and you would put this green sticker on things that kids should not go into. It's like poison control stuff. So parents would put them on pill bottles and stuff like
We
that.
can show it.
Oh wow, look at this.
looks
I wonder
evil.
what this is.
It's funnier though.
I am a connoisseur.
Don't hold it
Part of the
like that.
label on the other side.
The champagne of beers.
Have you had that before?
Yeah, in college, this is disgusting.
It's not.
Oh
It's
my
delicious.
God! It tastes like Sigma Nu on a Thursday night, not even Friday night.
no.
It's the Sigma Nu beach party where they stole a bunch of sand out of the beach volleyball court and they brought it into their living room. And they don't know who's gonna clean it up. Oh, those fuckers.
Yep. Yep.
I'm angry with how much you know about fraternity and sorority life.
Tell me about it. There's a critter and a friend of the show named Henry O, who is in New York and helped curate the drinks for season 2 of Between the Sheets.
We met?
Yep, he
Those
came
drinks,
here.
Amazing.
Amazing drinks. Yes, they came up with the whole season's worth of drinks, and he brought a whole fridge of Miller High Life.
As a gag?
Yes, because When I
Is that
talked,
why we have all of that here?
yes,
Oh my god.
he brought that, the Guinness. They also made us a specialty thing, and then
Does he mix with this stuff? Like, is this something he puts in as like a little dab
it's a
of something?
joke, and I'll tell you what the joke is.
Oh, boy.
When I talked to Queanne about what kind of cocktail she would like to have for the show, I like to get ideas, and then we go and we talk about it.
Side note, you are one of the best people in our lives at pronouncing her name.
Oh, really?
Queanne, yes.
Oh,
you are
I don't feel like it's that complicated.
numero uno.
Okay.
Maybe even better than me.
Nice.
Yes.
Say it again.
Queanne.
Yeah. Correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
She mainly goes by Q.
Right.
Because people can't pronounce
Because it's
her
hard
name.
for people. Yeah, we talked about
also,
that.
that's a really cool nickname.
That's also cool.
Side note.
We're so straying from the story.
Everyone in the cast of Critical Role is pretty nifty, right? Like we're kind of fun to be around and fun at a party, and all of us think that Queanne is way cooler than all of us.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not hard to. Yeah.
Is such a laid back, low key badass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But side note, Mr. Yuck was a sticker.
Oh yeah.
No,
Mr.
Go back
Yuck.
to your story.
So
about how,
she was like.
Side note.
She was like.
Side note.
Side note.
When I was 3 or 4, the word yuck was my word for poo, and it was both a noun and a verb. Continue.
Wait, like you would say, I made a yuck. I made a yuck in the corner of my bedroom.
Yeah, I don't mean last week. I mean, I was like 12 or something.
Yeah. I thought you said 3 or 4.
28.
Yeah.
So I asked her what kind of cocktail she would want, and she said champagne, maybe like something champagne based. And I sent it to the gang in New York, and they wrote back immediately with a picture of Miller High Life in like a nice champagne flute, and they're like, "We've got her drink." And I said, "That's funny, but like we can't give her that because she would have the same reaction. She would have the same reaction you just did."
You just called it swill.
Is Queanne, is Q as diehard about wine as you are? Or are you guys
More
I feel
diehard.
like she taught you.
She taught me the ways of connoisseurship.
Yeah.
Of appreciating food and drink and life in general, and so yes. Now we enjoy a burger and a beer every now and then.
Of course.
We're not just awful people.
But if I were to try to serve her some like $2 Chuck wine, would she break the bottle against my face?
She would know.
She would. People do frequently bring us bottles of wine to the house for like a gift or whatever, and she does not have a great poker face. She'll look at the bottle and be like,
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
"Cool."
Cool. So we'll give that to Brian.
Yeah.
We'll give that to Brian.
I'll be like,
We'll give
honey, should I put this in the wine fridge? No, don't bother.
Don't bother.
No.
That's hilarious. Do you know who taught Liam and I about drinking?
Who?
Being Irish.
Boy, I know you meant that as a joke, but
No, I didn't. Just because I smile at the end of something doesn't mean I made it as a joke. MAME dropped today.
Yeah.
yeah, we did drop.
How'd it go?
MAME. Well,
Laserdisc.
Well, we did Laserdisc games like Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
A lot of those things. And some things with live footage from 1981 spliced into a video game.
It's so crazy.
It was a little trippy.
Yeah.
I joined for the last 15 minutes and was
Pretty good.
terrible. But those games were really cool. Some of them had awesome animation. Some of them did not.
Yeah.
Most.
So a lot of the animations on that MAME cabinet we cannot show on Twitch.
Because of female presenting nipples?
Presenting nipples.
Oh, wow.
Sam was saying before the show that would make a great band name.
It would. Or improv group.
Or an
I
improv
think it's
group.
better
Yeah. Do they have a
improv.
lot of those still?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay.
On any given night in any
Not
town
here
in
in
America.
Los Angeles, though. Surely not.
Wait, there was a really funny question about reality shows.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are we supposed to answer questions on this
Not
part
really.
of the show?
Well, let's
I
answer
forgot
one
about
D&D
it.
related
We've just been
question.
having so much fun. It was something about like, screw all the sad talk. Oh yeah.
Right.
Madcap Fox 96. Because F all the sad, what would be Caleb and Nott's favorite reality show?
Oh, wow.
Favorite reality show?
Caleb's would probably be like Forest Fire Channel.
Is there a channel?
I don't know.
I was going to say that Knott's would be Hoarders, but probably not. Probably the opposite of Hoarders, which I think is Storage Wars. Is that a show?
I think so.
Where they go,
It is,
they
yeah.
bid on storage
They
containers
bid
and
on-
see what's inside,
yeah.
all the stuff they can
Yeah,
get.
yeah, yeah. If somebody gets sent upstate, you know, for instance,
That's right.
and they miss 2 payments,
2 months.
they miss 2, that's not a lot, they miss 2 payments, they will auction off your storage unit. They don't care what's inside of it.
People get to bid on it without knowing exactly what's in. They get to kind of peek and be like, ooh, there's some stuff in there. I think Knott would like that because
They saw my baseball cards
of
first,
stuff.
and then it was over.
You guys have to pick one for me. I do not watch much reality
I was just going to
TV.
ask
I don't
that.
know
Do
if
you
I
guys
call-
watch a lot of reality shows?
No.
no, I've seen the one where the Nailed It. I've seen Nailed It. That's a show.
I don't know. Did it come in a VHS tape, and was it 4 hours long?
It was on the back of a Girls Gone Wild disc.
Girls Gone Wild.
I mean, Caleb's super into like smut and stuff like
Oh,
that. So
yeah.
maybe he'd be into like the like dating shows and stuff
Not
like
really,
that.
though.
Okay, Danny, do
not
not
really,
call the
though.
dating shows smut. The Bachelor is many things.
I wasn't talking about The Bachelor.
That's a dating show. Smut, it is not. I have 30 people over at my house every Monday night to watch The Bachelor. And then when The Bachelorette's on, same thing. And then when Bachelor in Paradise is on, like 60 people come over. And Logic is one of them. Because I got him hooked on the, it's a fun thing to watch with a bunch of people. You can yell at the TV. It's like The Room, you know? Remember The Room?
Yes.
It's like that every single week for me. That's how I view the thing. It's just nice to have a communal thing to watch that you can just dump your brain. You know what I mean? And like, go ahead.
Actually, I think Caleb would be super into the Real Housewives.
Oh,
I think that he would be so into the Real Housewives.
that's a good point.
Just because, okay, so if Caleb is still like kind of, he enjoys reading the romance novels.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he was looking for like magic and stuff, but he still like read some and then gave one to Jester and all of that. I feel like maybe it's that he likes the like kind of like sordid melodrama of it.
Tell me more about my character. Internet, you're welcome to also tell me more how my character works. Super excited to hear.
And I feel like he'd be like super into the Real Housewives. I think it'd hook him. Never watched any of these shows, by the way. I'm just assuming.
Do you watch any reality TV though, besides working here?
Yeah.
Which is like a reality show? What if they made a reality show about Critical Role Land?
Super boring.
You think it would be boring? With as often as Max is going around biting people's heads off,
That's true.
you know, telling everybody they're worthless.
That's true.
Talking about how fit he is and,
Yeah.
you know, always wearing stuff that's too small.
The only reality show that I have ever watched, not ever, but the only reality show that I watch is Great British Bake Off.
Oh, but that I wouldn't consider that a reality show, you know.
It's a competition
I
show.
got nothing. I can't even partake in this conversation.
You know what though?
You, Liam O'Brien might like Naked and Afraid.
I like the title. What is it?
They're naked. Is that what it's called, right? Naked and Afraid?
I think there's Naked and Afraid, and then there's what's the one where they drop? That's the one where they
That's what I
drop you
thought.
off in like a jungle, right?
Yeah, and you're just naked. You got nothing.
Can we go with like anything that David Attenborough narrates, where like ants are murdering each
Planet
other?
Ooh,
Planet Earth.
there's a documentary about cat judging that's on Netflix right now, where they with
Yeah.
like cat competition shows.
Oh
you go.
shit, Max. What's the name of the magician that you really like that have the long hair, the goth-looking
Angel.
guy? Chris Angel. That's right. Have you ever seen any of his specials?
I'm a huge angel head.
Angel.
No.
What his
When I
fans are
first
called?
when I
They're called
first
angel-
met
angel
Max,
dusters.
Angel heads, yeah.
when I first met Max, I was like, "Do you have any tattoos?" And he went like this, and he had Mind Freak tattooed on his wrists. I was like, "Holy shit, man!" Like, I'm from Las Vegas, and I still like have never met such a big fan of Chris Angel. Let's see.
You were like the Masked Singer.
Yeah, the Masked Singer's good.
I have really like documentaries about Scientology.
No, I think the
Dude,
Masked
yes. Do you
Singer-
watch Leah Remini? The Leah Remini TV show is amazing. It's in like the third season.
That's your
Scientology
jam.
in the aftermath.
She takes down Scientology.
She's taking him down, yeah, brick by
All
brick.
religions are welcome here at Critical Role Land.
That's not a religion.
But she takes down Scientology.
It's not a religion.
Ponzi schemes, maybe not so much.
Yeah, exactly.
You and I went through a phase like a decade ago where we were obsessed.
With Scientology.
Yeah,
I've read
about
all the books.
all the strangeness of it. And
I've read all the books. I so much so that one of my close friends, Patrick, who you guys have met, right when I met him years ago, a friend of mine told me, "Hey, he's a Scientologist, so you know our den in our house is just a wall of books." And she's like, "You got to hide all those Scientology books, man. Like, he's, you know." I'm like, "Well, that's half of my shelf, you know. Like, what are you talking about?" So I hid all the books. And then he came over, and then I knew him for probably 3 or 4 months. And I was talking one day, and I go, "I gotta ask you something, man. Are you a Scientologist?" And he spit out his fucking drink, and he's like, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" And I'm like, "She told me you were a Scientologist." He's like, "No, dude, hell no. Like, what?" It was amazing. So I put all the books back.
You
up.
hid the entire Sea Org wing of your library
did.
for no reason.
I did. I did.
As I said, we accept all faiths and creeds here on Critical Role Land, and you are welcome to enjoy your faith in the way that you
Here's
practice.
the thing.
That Ponzi
They're
shit
not
away
allowed
from this
internet
building.
access. So there's no Scientologists
the
watching
Amish. We're
because
not talking
no,
about
they deny them
He's
links to
right,
the
he's
outside
right.
world.
The higher
You
ups
gotta
can do
know
anything they
this,
want.
man. They don't. Yeah, they dude.
Gangsters.
Gangsters.
Freedom of religion is one of the pillars
Oh,
of our
Jesus.
great nation, and I respect.
Can we
all
go,
people.
Max?
Yeah, we probably should.
We love you all.
Wait, that's it?
Yes.
We asked one
did we
question.
answer any
It was
D&D
about
questions?
We got a lot of good stuff. We got a lot. We learned a
Just
lot.
One. Make it for not. It doesn't need to
No,
be
make
for
it
me.
for Caleb.
One
Bren.
D&D story.
Okay,
for,
here we go. Undercover Goth. Besides being on talks and doing all work, no play together, what is your favorite type of date to go on with each other?
A really good meal.
We've done that before.
Henry.
We've done a really good meal.
What constitutes a really good meal according to your refined taste and your snottiness?
Just one where we're together and there's no children around.
That's
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Pretty much that's it. We've had a couple of those. We went on a wine tasting together in Culver City.
Yeah.
And ended up having a wonderful romantic dinner. That was nice. That was nice.
You know, once a year. It's
Yeah.
usually for one of our birthdays, and we'll just go have a man date and catch up on the year and have a glass of wine and a steak or something. And
And go back home, watch a little Chris Angel, and cuddle.
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, brother.
Talking about Angel Head.
Wow. Travis was super into David Blaine for a while.
No.
Dude, he would
Really?
not shut the fuck up about David Blaine. And it was like 7 years after like David Blaine wasn't cool anymore, but he didn't know, so he was telling everybody like, dude, send Travis a bunch of David Blaine gifts right now. Because he's gonna fucking know exactly, he's gonna know exactly why that's
I'm gonna do it.
happening.
I'm gonna start
Do it
doing
right
that.
now. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Greggs. Thank you, Miller High Life. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Mittens.
Thank you, Mittens. Thank you, Max.
Kittens.
How
Thank
do
you,
you spell
Kittens.
Blaine?
Chandler, Zach, Chris, other Chris. Ed. We're ending it the same. Wait, we ended the first one. Good night. Zach, do you have any tricks for the final seconds of the show?
He's had one going.
What was it?
Oh, something's going on with.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's me. It's me on my own Emmy.
Emmy
Hey
speech,
guys,
Emmy
look.
speech.
I would like to thank the Academy for making this dream of mine come true. We go to the moon not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Oh, thanks everyone. Don't forget to love each other and is it Thursday yet? Yeah.